Good evening everyone. I'm Preeti Singh, present here with history class of class 9th. Students, let's start the lesson. First topic, French society during the late 18th century. See, in 1774, Louis XVI became the king of France. He belonged to Bourbon dynasty. In 20th year age, he got married to an Austrian princess. Name was Marie Antoinette. When he became the king of France, he found an empty treasury. Treasury means Rajkosh. So under Louis XVI, France helped to the 13 American colonies to gain their independence from the common enemy, and common enemy was the Britain. The war added more than $1 billion livres to a debt that had already risen to more than 2 billion livres. Students, what was livres? This was the unit of French currency. But this was discontinued in 1794. Okay. So at the time, moneylender who gave the state credit, now they also want to become want to take the advantage. Then they charge 10% interest on loan. So the French government was obliged to spend an increasing percentage of its budget on interest payment alone to meet its regular expansion. And we can't say this is not important, but extra burden on that society. See, what was the expansions, such as the cost of maintaining an army, the court, running government offices, universities. The state was forced to increase taxes. French society in the 18th century was divided into 3 states, and only the member of third society was paid the taxes and not other classes. See in diagram, 3 society were the first was clergy, second nobility, and third again divided into 3 levels. In first section, big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers. In second, peasants and artisans, and in third section is small peasants, landless laborers, servants. See, in the figure number 2 you can see shows how the system of state in French society was organized. Peasants about 90% of the total population of France, but 10% population controlled them. Only a small number of them owned the land they cultivated. About 60% of the land was owned by nobles, church, and other richer members of the third state. Richer members of the third state were the big businessmen, court officials, lawyers, merchants, etc. The member of first 2 states, that is clergy and nobility, enjoyed privilege by birth. What is the privilege? Privilege is a special right that only enjoyed by the upper 2 classes, not for others. The noble further enjoyed feudal privilege. Feudal means Samanti system. These included feudal dues by the peasants. Peasants were obliged to render services to the lord, like as work in houses, fields, to serve in army or in constructions work. Next para, the church too exacted its share of tax called tithes. Tithes was a tax that was paid by the third states, and this was the 10th part of total production given to the church. Next, these included a direct tax. Second, all members of the third estate had to pay tax to the state, and these included a direct tax called tithe. See, there were two type of taxes were there: direct tax and indirect tax. Okay, tithe was a direct tax, and indirect tax like as everyday consumptions, salt, tobaccos, etc. The burden of financing activities of the state through taxes was borne by the third estate alone. It means the paying taxes. The burden of tax was only on the third estate. Clear? You can say here only totally exploitation of the third estate. Next point, the struggle to survive. See this picture carefully. And then yes, the struggle to survive. The population of France rose about 23 million in 1715, but rapidly increased in 1789. Here 28 million population. And you know, when population is increased rapidly, then demand also will increase, but not enough production. Means production was not enough according to the population. So the price of bread, which was the staple diet of majority, rose rapidly. Most workers were employed as a laborer in workshop whose owner fixed their wages but didn't keep pace. And in that situation, what will be? The gap between the poor and richer widened day by day. Things become worse. Worse means बद से बदतर होती गई. Whenever drought helped reduce the harvest. So this led to a subsistence crisis, means very poor situation when the basic means of livelihood are in danger. Something that occurred frequently in France during old regime. Come on the next page, and next heading also, a growing middle class envisages an end to privilege. In the past, peasants and workers had participated in revolt against increasing taxes and food scarcity, but now they haven't enough means and programs that would bring about a change in the social and economic order. This was left to those groups within the third estate who had become prosperous and had access to education and new ideas. Next para, the 18th century witnessed the emergence of social group, and this new social group called middle class, who earned their wealth through an expanding overseas trade, means for other with other countries, from the manufacture of goods. In addition to the merchant and manufacturer, the third estate included professions also, such as a lawyer, administrative officials and all. All of these were educated, and you know, when people will be educated, then they always try to give a right direction to the society. They believed that no group in society should be privileged by birth. Person's position must depend on his merit, means on quality. These ideas, envisaging a society based on freedom and equality and opportunities for all, were put forward by philosophers such as John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Montesquieu, etc. In his two treatises of government, Locke sought to refute the doctrine of the divine and absolute right of monarchical. Means Locke openly criticized on the doctrine of divine and monarchy system, and Rousseau carried the idea forward in his work The Spirit of Law. Uh, he proposing a form of government that was totally based on social contract and social contract between the people and their representative. And in democracy today we can see that type of things. In The Spirit of Laws, this was work of Montesquieu, proposed a division of power within the government between the legislative, executive and judiciary. Students, you all know what is legislative, executive and judiciary. Today's in our own country also we can see in this type of power sharing, and different organs work in our country like that. So this model of government was put into force in the USA after the 13th colonies declared their independence from Britain. The American Constitution and its guarantee of individual rights, that means individual right, it means fundamental rights. And you know, the always Constitution take guarantee of the citizens' rights, was an important example for political thinkers in France. Means French philosophers or political thinkers were inspired from the American Constitution and their rights. The ideas of these philosophers were discussed intensively in saloon, coffee houses and spread among the people, and these were frequently read aloud in groups. Why? Because they want to spread these ideas to whom those peoples can't read and write. This news that Louis XVI planned to impose further taxes to be able to meet the expenses of the state generated anger and protest against the system of privilege, and that is the late French Revolution in 1789. In the last of the video class, students, see, when blue box is here, you have to read it carefully, and a few questions are here, small questions. You have to find out the meaning, correct answer of these questions. See, what message is Young tried to convey here? Whom does he mean when he spoke of Slavs? Who is he criticizing? What danger does he sense in the situation of 1789? All answers you will find here in this box. Okay, take care, bye.